Hello Libra, this is your March 15th to March 31st, 2017 read. For the main read, I'm going to use the Bonfire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Angus-West, in case you want to look it up. For the support cards in your reading, I'm using the Romance Angel cards by Doreen Virtue. Okay. Is that it? Okay. Alright, so you have some interesting situations going on here. I have to be okay, so your overall energy here I feel like you're getting, this is interesting. I feel like you're happy to move on from something. I feel like something's changing to your benefit. And it kind of looks like, I almost feel like in the outward sense, it looks like it wasn't the greatest thing. It looks like it wasn't that great in the outward, to other people. It doesn't look that great, but I feel like for you, you're happy to move on from something. It's almost like you're putting forth like, oh yeah, it was a bad thing, and you're kind of like letting people feel like it was a bad thing, but in all honesty, you're happy to move on from whatever it is. I feel like some stress is lifted. Oh my god, there's balloons on this card. I've never noticed that before. I feel like things are looking up. You're happy. You're really happy to move on from something. Like the Six of Swords, in this sense, I really feel like you're happy to move on. You're really like moving on from something. Struggles are moving away. And I feel like that's being mirrored in this next part, in the middle section of this reading especially. I'm almost feeling like, well, this is the overall energy for this time for you. Like especially when the event happens, you're feeling actually, I feel like it comes across like you don't, like it's a bad thing, but you're happy for it to move on. You're fine with it. As you start in this situation, I feel like there's you're enjoying things, but you're kind of like looking for a way. I kind of feel like you're looking for a way out. And it's almost like somebody above you, or like a parent, or somebody who you have to wait for to do, like you kind of depend on them for their approval in some sense. At least in the project or the situation, you have to work with someone else, and someone else is kind of calling the shots. And you're just kind of looking for a way out of it. But you're also coming across like a team player. You're doing your part, you're doing what you need to do, but I feel like you do want out. You want out of this situation. Okay. That's where we're starting. I feel like those two cards are just defining the situation more. Like it's honing it in. Like there's something that you have to rely on somebody else's approval to do something. Somebody else is kind of calling the shots, and you'd really just like to find a way out of the situation. You're not liking it. You want a way out. And I feel like you get your way out, and it comes across almost like somebody kind of like cut you out of the picture, or like they did something it almost looks underhanded to get you out of it almost. I don't know, it just looks like it wasn't your choice. It's basically, it comes across to the outward world, it looks like it wasn't your choice and you were just kind of forced out. But to you, you're just like, no, I want it out. You're not telling other people that, but you're like, no, I want it out. That's cool. I'm great with it. And like this is the Three of Swords is on the outside. This is what other people are seeing, like you were betrayed in some sense. On the inside, how you're feeling though, you're like the Ace of Pentacles. You're like, Awesome. Fine with me. It's all cool. I'm good. I'm good. I feel like there's other things that like the other side is working on things like they have other ideas about what they want to do with the situation, and they've been they want to take the harvest for their own, or they feel like the situation has gone far enough. They're taking it in a different direction that's just not including you is kind of what I'm feeling like. But then there's other situations you're starting to get involved because of this situation kind of ending. Something seems like it's kind of letting go. You're moving into another area and you're taking off and starting work in another area. I'm getting that when this situation, I feel like you're moving on from this situation. That's the beginning. When that happens and it looks like you were betrayed in some sense, I don't know, I feel like that's just in the outward sense. I feel like you don't feel that way and you're not even seeing it that way. But I feel like other people are like saying, "Oh, I can't believe that happened to you. I'm sorry." And you're just like, "Yeah, I know." And you're just kind of like going along with it, like just not to make waves. You don't want to be like I didn't want to be a part of that anyway. You don't want to come off that way, so you're just like you let people feel or think you're like, "Oh, if you think, yeah, okay. Yeah, it happens. It's fine." You're not upset about it though. You wanted to move on. This moving on of this situation, this one situation opens the door and you're able to start something else. This is the environment of something else starting. This is like you're planting seeds or people are adding you to some other project. And this is just the start of it for you. As we go forward in this time frame, I feel like you're really into it. You're really excited about this. Is your mental prowess, if you will. The romantic feelings makes me feel like you're really excited about this new direction you're going. Really excited about it, and it's based on all the things that you're seeing can come from this. You're seeing a lot of great things can come out of this new situation. You're very excited about it. Very excited, and giving your 2 cents, talking to people, getting things going. You're excited. You have to work out some things diplomatically, but you're okay with that. You know how things go. There's things you like, there's things you don't. You're not expecting everything to be equal. Well, you are expecting everything to be equal. Let me take that back. You're not expecting everything to be one-sided where it's just wonderful things. You're expecting things to even out, some good, some bad, and you're comfortable with it. The good outweighs the bad, and the bad you can handle in this situation. The bad isn't really that bad, but it's there. But it's the type of bad that you can handle, whatever that means. It's not that big a deal for you. I feel like you might hold back a little bit about what you're thinking or feeling, in a diplomatic sense, just so things don't get a little crazy. I feel like the situation is off to a great start. The other people you're involved with are also very excited. They're very happy to have you a part of it. It's going really well. I feel like this diplomatic situation, because I feel like you do talk about what you love about it, the possibilities you're seeing. You're careful about how you say what you need to say. You're very conscious of other people's feelings and emotions and where they're going and where you want to go. And you're saying things very diplomatically, like you need to. And you're getting involved in this. And as this happens, they're starting to talk with you more. I feel like there's a lot of deep conversations that go into the future. And as that happens, it kicks right off. This new situation kicks right off. You then go from the Ace of Pentacles to the Ace of Swords, communication, things going, things starting, getting right into it. Like it's, it starts off, it's starting to sprout already. Like it's like the seed was planted when you entered that one situation, and now it's starting to take form, and you're getting right into it. For some of you, I have a feeling this is a job thing. And it goes in different ways. Some of you are moved to another department. Some of you leave one job for another or are let go from one job. But for those of you who are let go from a job, I feel like the next one was right there, and I almost feel like you were already looking at this other possibility, and one of the reasons you were let go from the first job is because they knew you were looking, and they were a little annoyed with it, so they just let you go. But and you're like, it's okay, because I have plans, and they take root and go forward. So for some of you, I do feel like this is a job. For others of you, it's a social event type situation. You were involved in some type of social situation. Almost like, I'm getting like bowling. Like almost like a bowling team, and then you were kind of like odd man out, or just they had too many people, and they're just like, well, we're going to go with him instead of you. Or this person instead of you. And and the people around you don't like it, but you're like, that's okay. Because there was at least one person on that team that you had a hard time dealing with, or you just didn't really enjoy all that much. And or there was another situation you were preferring to do, and when you can't be a part of that, like when you're kind of let go from it, whatever, you're like, cool, because now I can do this, which I'd rather do. So it's all fine. But people, like, I still feel like it bothers other people because there's a lot of people around you who very much care and love you, and they wanted you there, a part of that situation. So I feel like that's why they're kind of bothered by it. And you don't want to come off like you didn't want to hang out with them. So you're just like, yeah, I know, it is what it is. And you're not like getting overjoyed or pushing it up to the world. You're letting the world or people around you think, oh yeah, well, if it worked out differently, I would have. But we just gotta go with it. It's fine. And I'll just do this over here. Just kind of like, oh, I'll do this. It's fine. I just found something else to do. Like you're playing it off very nicely. You're just not rocking the boat. You're just kind of like, it's smoothly moving through for you. It's very nice. I don't know why I'm doing that action. Sorry. I'm gonna make myself seasick. I'm not really getting anything else for yet. So, excuse me. I thought I was going to get this whole reading without a cough. Apparently not. So I think that's what this is all about for you. If you would like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.